Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 movies about heartbreak. Someone who is, been through heartbreak, especially lately. There are some days I'm almost relapsing on how, sad I can get about this heartbreak and stuff. And I thought I'd talk about heartbreak in a top 10 list. I want to talk about 10 movies that deal with heartbreak and talk about heartbreak best ways, filmmaking wise. There is no great way to do heartbreaking, but filmmaking wise, storytelling wise. And I'm making a ruling for this is I am talking about movies that the central story, the plot, is about heartbreak. Not that the movie ends in heartbreak. I mean the movie is about heartbreak. The main characters are experiencing heartbreak. Heartbreak is a huge focus of what the movie is. So I'm not including Call Me By Your Name or La La Land, which are movies about romance that end in heartbreak. But that's not what the movies are about. The movies aren't about heartbreak. So yeah, I hope you all kind of get what hope you all know what I'm trying to talk about here. So let's get to it. Here are the top 10 movies about heartbreak. Number 10, Marriage Story. Marriage Story, I think, is one of Noah Baumbach's best movies. I'm a huge Noah Baumbach fan when he's good. I really enjoyed While We're Young, and I enjoyed this movie. And Francis Hall's not bad, but he's got a couple other ones I'm not. I'm not a Greenberg fan, and his newest ones. But Marriage Story was really good. Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson are both really solid in this film. And this entire movie is about the ending of a marriage. That's literally what the whole movie is about. And about how they're trying to deal with custody of their children and just child, and how they can live the fact that they will never be in love again, and how they will never be the same again, and how they can even get along with each other. And then they even question why they even fell in love in the first place. And it's a lot about heartbreak between the two of them. Because the two of them are very loving, passionate people, and then they turn into these monsters. Horrible, unlikable people. All because of this marriage and how it's falling apart. And it's a heartbreaking movie to watch. And the movie is about heartbreak on both sides of the husband and wife. There's no right or wrong with this one stuff. I think the husband, Adam Driver, deals with it a lot worse because he says some pretty fucked up shit. But it's a general story about heartbreak. It's a lot bleak, more bleak than a lot of other ones I have on this list, but it's a great film. Speaking of bleak, number 9, Blue Valentine. This is the most bleakest, grittiest, darkest movie about heartbreak. This entire movie is about the falling apart of a relationship, the shattering of a marriage. Michelle Williams and Ryan Gosling are both really good. The entire first act is about them falling in love, and then the second and third act is all about them breaking up, and how Ryan Gosling just can't deal with it, and he does not want to deal with it properly. He gets angry, he gets vicious about it. And the movie ends just so sad, especially with his daughter and stuff. This entire movie, this movie was I feel like it marketed the movie wrong. So many people thought when this movie came out that this was a romantic comedy or just a beautiful romance story. It's not. This entire movie is a breakup movie. It's about the ending of a relationship, the ending of a marriage. And it's done in the most darkest and brutal fucking way. It is shattering. So, warning you now. I know the poster of the movie kind of seems like it's this, it's a lovey-dovey movie. No, don't fall for it. Number 8. Let's go more comedic now. Number 8 is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. This is a very funny movie. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it's got a great cast. Russell Brand, Jason Segel, Mila Kunis, all great in this movie. This entire movie is about heartbreak. The movie opens with the main guy getting his heart broken by the woman he loves. And how he deals with it is how a lot of people deal with it. He tries to sleep around, he cries, stays in bed all day. The movie's a lot about depression, too, and it tackles a lot of good dramatic moments, even though at its core it's a comedy film, but it does a lot of good dramatic moments. Jason Segel, I really love him in this movie. And then he goes to Hawaii, but when he goes to Hawaii, the girl who broke up with him, she's there with her new boyfriend. But then he starts to maybe fall in love with another girl, but he's still in love with his ex, and he doesn't know if he can actually fall in love with someone else because he still has feelings for her and stuff. It's a great movie. It's a very raunchy movie, but it's super, super funny, and it's got a lot of heart to it. And again, someone who's had their heart broken, I can relate a lot to the character Peter in this movie. Really good. Number 7, let's go another funny one, The Wedding Singer. This is one of my favorite Adam Sandler comedies. I love this movie. And again, it's about heartbreak. It's about Adam Sandler's character, Robbie. He is such an optimist of love and marriage because he's a wedding singer who sings at weddings and he loves seeing people happy. And he's getting married, but then his wife leaves him. She doesn't even show up to his wedding, and it breaks him. It shatters his heart. And he hates weddings. He doesn't want anything to do with them. But then he has a friend, Drew Barrymore's character. She wants his help to plan her wedding and sing her wedding. He doesn't want to do it, but eventually he does it to be a good friend. And eventually he maybe starts to have feelings for her and stuff. You all know how the story goes, but again, it's a movie about heartbreak. And it's really, really good. It's a really great movie. It's one of my favorite Adam Sandler comedies. I love Adam Sandler in this movie, and I love the songs and everything. Just super good. Great movie. Number 6, Like Crazy. Like Crazy is a really underrated film. Anton Yelchin, rest in peace, and Felicity Jones both are in this movie. Really good in this film. Both are fucking solid and really good. This entire movie is about heartbreak too. It's about them. They fall in love and they have this connection with each other, but then she has to move away and they try to get married so she can get a green card and come back to the country. But this entire movie is them getting back together and breaking up, getting back together and breaking up, getting back together and breaking up. And this entire movie is just the two of them suffering because they can't be with each other. It is such a heartbreaking film. And even how the movie ends, it's like shattering. It's so bleak and real, but done beautifully. If you haven't seen this movie yet, definitely check it out. Number 5, let's go back to the funny ones. Crazy Stupid Love. Ryan Gosling is in this one too. This is a great movie. I love this romantic comedy. I love Steve Carell. Love Ryan Gosling. The bromance they have in this movie is great. Again, this is about Steve Carell's character. His wife had an affair. She cheated on him. He's leaving her, and he is just a broken man. He just doesn't know how to deal with it. So he meets Ryan Gosling, a really suave ladies' man. He tries to get him back out there. Try to forget about his wife. Try to get him to be more confident, pick up chicks at the bar, and, be the great guy and the cool guy he knows he is. And it's a really great film. Super, super funny. It's got really good dramatic moments. The bromance of Carell and Gosling are just on point. Love Crazy Stupid Love. Such a great film. Number 4. Number 4, Legally Blonde. I love this movie. I think it's a great underrated movie. This movie is about heartbreak, though. I know it's a law movie, but this entire focus of this movie is about a woman who gets dumped by a man, and she can't deal with it, and she thinks she needs to impress him. The entire movie is based on she needs to impress him to get him back. And she gets into Harvard Law School, tries to become the best lawyer she can, all to get him back. And that's how broken she is in this movie, and it's really good. Reese Witherspoon is phenomenal in this movie. Super funny movie, great law movie, great ending too, super great. They're making a third one. I don't think they should because the second one was ass, but fantastic film. Number 3, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Definition of heartbreak. Literally, this is all about heartbreak. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, both solid in this movie. It's literally just about the two of them. They literally are so heartbroken about the ending of the relationship, they erase each other in their minds, erase them from existence from their minds. This movie is about Clementine. She erases all the memories she has of her husband, Joel, and then Joel finds out she did it, so Joel is going to do the same. And the whole movie is about the memories of slowly Clementine fading away in his mind forever. It's such a devastating story. But the movie's also a lot about fate, too. Even though they always break up, they always find each other again. It's a great, interesting movie. But, again, at its core, it's a heartbreak movie. I love it. I know a lot of people like to say, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is this overrated film and stuff. I don't agree. I just don't agree with that. I think it is a fantastic film. And it is not overrated. So, yeah, there's that. Number 2. A lot of people don't know this, actually. Number 2, When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally is a heartbreak movie. Yes, it has a happy ending and stuff, but the whole premise of the movie is that Harry and Sally find each other and become friends with each other because they both had their hearts broken. Harry, in the movie, his wife left him. And again, Sally just broke up. They are both broken people, heartbroken people, and they find each other to become friends with so they can move on and eventually fall in love with each other. But at its core, again, is the two of them experiencing a breakup and then them becoming friends with each other to get over it. So at its core, it's still a heartbreak movie. Number 1, easily for me, though. I think this is the best movie about heartbreak, and it's a fantastic movie about getting over someone and how it's done in such a real way. 500 Days of Summer. 500 Days of Summer is the best movie I can think of that's about a breakup. But it's also about the beginning of a relationship, but the ending of a relationship. Because 500 Days of Summer is all about the time he spent with her, the good and the bad. And the reason I love this movie so much, because I watched it recently, because I needed something inspirational to watch. And it's a lot about how he puts a woman on a pedestal. That he thought she was the perfect woman. That's the whole point. Like, spending 500 days of summer in my life was the greatest thing in my life. Even though she left me and broke up with me, it was the greatest. But then you find out it wasn't, though. Because your mind thinks it's the best. You think you put this person because you love them so much. You put them so much on a pedestal. But they're deep down, they had flaws too. And you know what? Maybe they weren't that bad, the best for you. Maybe they weren't all that great. There are better people out there. There are more people out there. There are people you can find that have more in common with you. There are people that is best for you. And like, you may have this feeling, and you see in this movie that his love for her is so strong, but it's not reciprocated back. She cares for him, but she doesn't love him like he loves her. It's hard. It's so heartbreaking to watch him because he truly loves her, but she does not reciprocate that. Man, I related so much to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character a lot in this movie. And for me, I think it's one of the best films about heartbreak and getting over heartbreak. So yeah, that was my top 10 movies about heartbreak. So let me know in the comments below, what are your top 10 favorites? Comment below, let me know. And it's always a video. Please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.